Tesla's Gigafactory is coming to Berlin, so what's going to happen to Germany's automobile industry? Well, in this video, we'll be talking about how Tesla is coming for the German automobile industry, as Giga Berlin is finally almost ready. Before we dive in deeper, take a second to hit that like button to show your support, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. That way you never miss out on future updates. Elon Musk, Tesla's CEO himself, had surprised everyone with his announcement that they were about to build their fourth Gigafactory near Berlin, Germany.
I've never done this before. It's the first time.
Really?
Yeah. I've never.
This all happened way back in 2019, when Elon Musk dropped the news on a stage in Berlin after he was rewarded a Golden Steering Wheel award for the Tesla Model 3. This news completely rocked the entire auto car industry like a bomb, especially because the Gigafactory was situated near Berlin, where other famous automobile brands are also found. At the Golden Steering Wheel awarding, Elon casually said, and I quote, "I actually have an announcement which I think will be hopefully well received. We have decided to put the Tesla Gigafactory Europe in the Berlin area," end quote, which completely shocked the audience since people from other famous automobile companies were also present in the event. Elon then finishes his speech with, "I come to Berlin a lot. Berlin rocks."
No problem. You like These guys are okay. Yeah, we have them together.
Definitely one of the more ballsy moves that Elon has made, especially considering how Tesla is surely going to become a huge factor that will affect the entire automobile industry in Germany. Moving on, there's also been news that the construction of the outer shell of Giga Berlin is almost finished. At this point, the factory is almost ready for getting its interior worked on. Despite all these developments, however, there have also been a lot of temporary delays regarding the finalization of environmental permits. It was important for Tesla to acquire the mentioned environmental permits, since that was what they needed to finish all the work and installation for the Gigafactory's paint shop. It is now clear as of this moment that all of the buildings finally have walls and roofs constructed, which are all important to protect everything from bad weather and temperature conditions. It has also been reported that the drive unit construction building is now completely finished on the outside and is currently undergoing internal construction, a necessary step in preparing for initial equipment installation. Next up, we have the construction of the building for both the general assembly and body in white units. Both buildings have shown significant development, especially considering that there's a two-story building built along the perimeter of the general assembly building.
Why are we in this particular location?
Tesla CEO Elon Musk also mentioned that despite that there are mostly only going to be 2 stories at most for each building, it shouldn't be confused about how tall the buildings are in actuality. This is because the height of Giga Berlin is estimated to be about the same as a 5-story building. Most of the height of the buildings, however, is because of the primary focus of properly and thoroughly insulating the building to prevent temperature changes from affecting the factory's manufacturing conditions. We would also like to note that we do not have any footage or images regarding the inside since the roof insulation is basically complete, making it impossible to get any peeks of the inside of the building as of now. With all the occurrences happening all at once, there has been a lot of talk in Germany entailing the arrival of Tesla's Gigafactory. That's because Tesla plans on producing thousands of electric cars non-stop as soon as they finish constructing the buildings. What makes this so insane is that electric cars just might become the new trend in Germany. Yeah, Germany. And why exactly is that going to be a trend of sorts? Well, that's because Germany is the birthplace of the combustion engine. The first one ever came from Germany, which is why it's crazy for an electric car factory to ever exist there. Not only will Tesla's Giga Berlin factory affect the automobile industry in Germany, but it will also affect the automobile industry in Europe as a whole. What Tesla's Giga Berlin factory is about to do is effectively accelerate regional development. Not only will it make Tesla even more successful, but the whole incident is also going to give Tesla's electric mobility the spotlight. Giving attention to electric cars just might be the biggest factor that could affect combustion engine cars. This is because everyone knows that neither gasoline nor diesel is renewable, and at one point in the future, we'll end up running out no matter what we do. And so this is where electric cars come in. Electricity is generally a renewable source of energy, especially because there are many methods to acquire it, from hydropower and solar power to nuclear power and geothermal. There are many methods of gaining electrical power. This all enforces the fact that electric cars are the future, especially because the future itself entails the need for renewable energy. On that note, there is some bad news that we have to mention. Despite renewable energy being a need for focus, especially for the sake of the future, there are still people who aren't fans of the construction of the factory. Even though the construction is developing rather quickly, it has been found out that the entire project still has not been given full clearance by the authorities. So what could this mean? Is the whole incident going to get political? Are people going to be completely against the construction of the factory? Is the factory even going to be cleared at this point? There are still many things that we do not know at this point, however. What we do know is that the excitement for those who are in favor of Giga Berlin still hasn't subsided even with all the things going on in the background. Even with locals not being the biggest fans of the whole factory issue, the people at a popular radio station in Berlin named Radio Ins has created a special jingle to play to alert listeners that they're about to discuss about the occurrences regarding the construction of Giga Berlin. This special jingle alert has been recognized as a declaration of war against the German automobile industry. We all know about Germany's three biggest automobile manufacturers: Volkswagen, which has both Porsche and Audi under it, as well as BMW and Daimler with its own Mercedes-Benz. These three main brands have fallen in terms of popularity among the public, and even with the government due to the emission manipulation in the Dieselgate scandal. This has also stemmed from their hesitance to move to electric mobility. On the other side of the story, the citizens of Germany have become very aware as to how factories of various automobile manufacturers in their country have become a top reason as to how climate change had become worse as time passed. Whether it be the unprecedented heat waves and droughts, people are still full of energy and perseverance when it came to protesting for the future, as well as taking a positive stance regarding Tesla's plans on renewable energy and electric cars. So what exactly makes people push for Tesla's Giga Berlin success? After all that we have talked about, it is most likely due to the fact that Giga Berlin is going to be the most advanced, high-volume, electric car production plant in the world. It might seem like it would be bad for the environment at first, which it still is. However, we must keep in mind that this is far better than having to rely on gasoline and diesel, which are both already showing signs of scarcity. Gasoline has also reached an all-time high when it comes to reaching the peak of their price points. What this means is that gasoline and diesel have never been this expensive in the past. So how exactly are the people supposed to survive? And that's exactly why renewable energy is a necessity for the future. That's pretty much the end of the video. Want to learn more news about Tesla's developments, as well as how manufacturers affect the environment? Then keep your eyes peeled for the next video we upload. And by doing that, that means liking, subscribing, and ringing that notification bell. That way you never miss out on future videos. By the way, do you think electric cars are what's best for the future? Or do you think Tesla is going to absolutely ruin the economy? Sound off in the comments section below. Until next time!